Hey, what's up everybody? This is Muse24, and today I'm going to be continuing my look at the Master Grade HD color version of the Gundam Mark II version 2.0, and I'm going to start off here by taking a look at the weapons and accessories. As per tradition, you do get a standard beam rifle with the kit. This one happens to be in the dark gray color on the top, and then a lighter gray for the barrel and the ammo clip. You get a handle here with a peg on either side, so you can put it in either hand, and it stays pretty nicely. And then you do get a second handle that will flip up if you want to hold it with both hands, and this ammo clip on the bottom is removable. You do get 2 extra ammo clips, which you can store on the back of the shield. The only issue being that once you lock those into place, you really can't see through the shield. Now in the event that you just want to store the rifle on the Gundam, you can do so on either side because there are these little slots on the side of the rifle, and you can just slide those down the side skirt. You will hold on to them pretty well. It is a little weird because it does hang down quite a ways, but it does stay quite securely. Much like it does in the anime, you can collapse the shield, and all you're going to have to do is slide these pegs back, and then this rail system will slide up the front, and there you have it in its collapsed form. And kind of regardless of how much shaking I do, it stays pretty well, which is impressive. But when you have it out and you're ready to attach it to his body, you're going to get this little connector, and it looks kind of odd. You have basically nothing on the back here, but you can attach it to either the side or the front, and I just kind of prefer the front. And what you're going to do is you're going to take either one of those and slide it down that, and then this peg will go into the hole on his arm there. If you want the shield itself to be rotated in a different direction when it's attached to the arm, this little round part will actually rotate in its peg there. So you can get some cool different poses with the shield there. The only thing I would recommend is you actually spin this when you have it off of the arm guard, because if you have it attached to it and you try spinning it, it might end up breaking this little piece here. Another pretty standard weapon for the Gundam, the bazooka, has a handle here on the front, and the hinge will allow that to just go back and forth. And then you've got this little ridge here that will allow it to go over the shoulder nice and easy. You get the clip on the back there, and you have another one here. And again, much like with the rifle, if you get the arm up and out of the way, has a socket on either side that will allow it to slide into the side skirt, so you have another round of ammo there for him. If you want to attach the bazooka onto the back skirt, all you're going to have to do is flip this piece down and then just kind of work this underneath the backpack there and just slide that into place. And the handle of the bazooka does have a slot for the peg in the hand, so it will hold very securely. My only complaint with the bazooka is that it looks hilariously small. I don't remember it being this small in the anime. Maybe it was, but it just looks off when compared to the rest of the kit. It just looks way out of proportion. I mean, like, here's a bazooka for the new Gundam, which granted is a much bigger mobile suit, but here's even the bazooka for the Gundam Mark II, and that's quite a bit bigger than the Mark II's bazooka, so a little bit of a knock there against that weapon. You might notice on the side of the head there's a little bit of a ridge, and that is to accommodate for the Vulcan pod, and this has an antenna on the top that will slide back and forth. The only problem with the antenna is it's really fragile. I would recommend you move it from the base here, not the tip, because it's probably prone to break. There's a clear plastic sticker on the red piece there, and then you have a metallic green sticker, and all you're going to do with this is you're going to center the head, and then just kind of drop it down and slide it around either side until you can feel the peg slide into place, and it will hold very securely when he goes to rotate his head around. The only thing is that this does drop down a little bit further than the back of the head does, so you're not going to get quite as much posability back and forth with the Vulcan pods attached. And then, as I mentioned in the first part, you do get a beam saber handle on either one of these thrusters, and then you will have 2 clear red beams. I mean, they're kind of a dark pink, but they look a little bit more red than anything else, and easy enough, you just slide them in there, and then they have a peg that will put them in the hand. So, time for the pros and cons on this kit. And I'm going to start off with one of the best features of this kit, is the fact that you have just a ton of different weapons, and you can stack them all on this kit, have him hold onto them even when he's not using them. That's great. There's some really good posability in the upper torso, not so much in the lower torso, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that you use quite a few polycaps for the legs and the waist joint. If you try and split the legs too far, he's just going to fall over, and the knees are really weird to look at when you get him to bend those back. It's not like they couldn't have done something better there either, because There's kits that have come out before the Mark II, like the Wing Zero Custom and the Strike Gundam, which do a lot better job at smoothing out the legs when it's bent. Now, the fact that the shield can collapse is really unique to this kit, and I think it's awesome that you can reenact that from the anime. You do get a ton of stickers and water slide decals, so if you want to use a ton of them and just go crazy, you can. But even if you just panel line this kit, it's going to go a long ways in making it look more mechanical like the Mark II does when compared to the cartoony appearance of the original Gundam. But with all the weapons and accessories that you get, the bazooka still stands out like a sore thumb, just as how goofy it looks when you put it over his shoulder, because it looks so small. Now, I realize these are two distinctly different designs in terms of mobile suits, but you can just see that the glossy plastic and the colors on the Mark II pop out quite a bit more than the original Gundams do, and that's just the way that it looks, and I think if you like that, it's a really great selling point for this kit. It's very distinctive when you have it on your shelf. The problem with the Mark II, however, is that if you get in close and look at the finer details of this kit, you'll just see these gaps and just poor construction choices in the arms and the feet and the ankle guards there. My personal recommendation would be to decide how much you really like the Mark II as a Gundam. If it's one of your favorite Gundams, then I'd say look into getting the version 2.0 kit. I don't know I'd necessarily recommend the HD color version, but if you really like the way that looks, and you want something distinctive to stand on your shelf, maybe something to look into. If the action base included with the kit is a big selling point for you, just go get the standard one. Exchanging the colors for that included action base I don't think is really a apples to apples sort of a comparison. But the look of this kit, I do like the way the mobile suit is designed with the very mechanical 80s style and all the panel lining. You got some finer details there. But as a whole, this wasn't a kit that really wowed me necessarily. It's not to say I'm highly disappointed with the Mark II, but it's just a kit that didn't stand out quite as much for me. So my verdict on this one's just kind of indifferent as a whole. But again, if you really like the Mark II, might be something you're interested in, but if not, not a huge loss. I suppose that if nothing else, my verdict will give Asuka another little ego boost in validation that her Mark II is still top dog. Don't forget that you can check back at my channel for more Gundam reviews, sequels, and squeakquels. But that pretty much wraps up this one, and with that, I will see you guys next time.